Zevi is our third out of 5 children, Liainhara. Ever since he was a little child, we noticed that he had a lot of energy. I grew up in a home where positivity was really stressed. Both of my parents focused on finding the good in everything. So when Zevi would wake up very early in the morning and had a lot of energy, I just looked for what can I do to help channel this energy? What can I do to help nurture it in the best way possible? I decided to take him outside in the mornings very early. If it was cold, I would put a sweater on him and we would play catch together. And I would teach him. I would teach him how to play catch and how to throw. And very early on, we noticed that he had some talent, a lot of natural talent.
Learning wasn't that easy for him. We went through a number of schools during his childhood just to try to find that right connection to him because he needed that a little bit more attention, a little more help. But all the while, we tried to still build that sports ability.
My parents really understood me as a child and understood that what's best for me. Maybe I didn't grow up and do all the things that they wish their kid would have done, but they adjusted and adapted and wanted the best for me in every situation.
Zevi had a hard time getting into high school. We live here in Muncie, and many of the schools don't really address that child per se, so we looked into the schools outside of Muncie, one in Teaneck, one in Manhattan.
My parents found a school in Teaneck, which is called TABC, Torah Academy of Bergen County. Every single class was 40 minutes. My parents thought that it was amazing for me, for my attention, and to be able to sit still, and they had sports teams.
We really wanted him to go there because we felt that that would be the place that would be able to nurture his strengths. He did not get in because he was a very energetic student, and it was hard for him to learn. And he did not come from Teaneck. He came from Muncie. So they were very hesitant to accept him at that time.
When they did accept me, they put me on a 2-page list probation. I said I have no other choice. I went.
We had a teacher or two that took him under his arm and, to help him channel that energy.
I wasn't learning so much. Here and there a little bit. I would learn with Chavrusas on the phone with my cousins, and I would after like 10 minutes be bouncing off the roof, and just it would be very hard for me. But I started developing it a little more, and I had good parents and good older siblings that played a big role in me looking up to them and realized that Torah is very important, but I just wasn't there yet.
The first year on the basketball team, he was on the bench, and he wasn't happy about it.
My self-confidence was not great because I didn't play like I thought I would. And it was just very hard for me. I kept doing it because I felt it was right and I loved basketball, but it's very hard to just sit on the bench and watch all my friends succeed and me just being like, I could do that too, but I'm not getting the chance.
The summer after 9th grade, Zevi came home and said, Iman Abba, I really want to be one of the starting 5. Can you help me do that? And right away, my parents stepped in and they even offered to pay for it. They found a coach that just finished college, but he scored 1,000 points in his career. And my father thought that is somebody that Zevi could learn from. And they trained together the whole summer.
I had to earn everything. I had to read books, I had to write essays, I had to work really hard in academics in the summer in order to get basketball training covered. So I would train a few days a week for a few hours, and I got really good. Came into 10th grade, I was now one of the better players in the league. Finally, I was doing a little bit better in school, still had a lot of energy and getting more comfortable now. I'm not on probation anymore, but it was still like very bouncy, and I was just trying to use my energy for basketball. During all my breaks, I would play ball and train and do all kinds of drills.
We actually have a lot of appreciation for this incredible coach that Zevi had throughout high school. He really believed in all of his players, and he really believed in Zevi. And Zevi felt it. He at one point even told Zevi that, Zevi, you express that you really want to be good at basketball. You actually have the potential to be the best player that ever stepped on this court. It's in your hands. And he loved that. He loved that motivation.
Beginning of 10th grade was the year that on paper they looked very strong as a team, and he looked forward to that. And then once they started playing and started winning, they were looked at to be one of the better teams, and he just started shooting and making shots. And towards the end of that year, he didn't have a very successful championship game.
We lost 2 championships. I felt broken after the year. I remember calling my coach and I'm like, how am I supposed to continue playing basketball? I didn't play at all 9th grade, and now 10th grade I lost 2 championships. The point of playing basketball is to win, not to lose. So after loss, it's just very hard to pick yourself back up. 11th grade, we finally made the championships, but it got canceled because of COVID. So again, in my mind, 9th grade I didn't play, 10th grade I lost 2 championships, and now 11th grade we made the championships, but it got canceled, and it was very difficult for me. During COVID, I started doing basketball training for 5 to 7 hours a day. It enlisted 2 hours of jumping program, 1 hour of shooting, 1 hour of lifting weights, 1 hour of dribbling, and twice a week I would go to a volleyball court with no net, and there would just be sand, and I would work on my speed and agility. That I set up programs for myself that keeps me accountable because I wanted the results that I wanted, and I knew that if I missed one day, maybe I would not have got the results I wanted.
Basketball did prove to help him sit in class, focus, grow as a student, and grow as a person. And it proved to be a very healthy, productive outlet.
Started learning a little bit more and started liking it more, and I started appreciating it more, and I just started feeling connected to it.
After TABC, he went to a yeshiva in Israel called Reshit, which is located in Beit Shemesh. And Zevi really adapted to that inspiration, really caught on pretty quickly. They also have a nice gym over there in which he could continue to practice. He'd have to do it kind of on his own schedule, not to take away from the regular storm, to which he did. You know, he would call us, he would send pictures from the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning, and really committed to that.
So then it came time after Shana Aleph to decide what he's going to do for the next year. And my husband ended up saying something so wise that stuck with Zevi and helped him make the decision. My husband said to him, Zevi, to make this decision, you should be thinking about is not where you're going to be learning more, but where you're going to be happy learning. That helped him make the decision to go to YU.
Coming into YU was actually really risky for me because I wanted to figure out a way where I could learn 3 Siddharim, play basketball for 3.5 hours a day, and do college classes. And I figured out a schedule before I went of how I can do it. And on paper, it looks like the craziest thing in the world. It allowed me 0 free time and 0 time to hang out with friends. And I said, this is what I want to do, I'm going to try to do it. And Baruch Hashem, I was able to do it, and I stuck to my schedule every single day. The first day I met the guys on the team, I see one guy with a red hair afro with earrings, see another guy with tattoos, and I'm like, what in the world is this? I played a lot with people all over New York City that were not Jewish, that had earrings and tattoos, but now it's a Jewish team. A lot of these guys were not affiliated at all.
I was born in New Jersey, but I moved down to South Carolina when I was 3, and so I spent most of my life there. I didn't have the most religious background. I grew up going to public school, the only Jewish kid.
I didn't say I would grow up too observant. Maybe go to shul on a Saturday.
I grew up actually in Dallas, Texas. Both my parents are Baal Tshuvas from around the world, and a large percentage of my class didn't keep Shabbos, and so a lot of time I felt like I was kind of like on my own with it.
I grew up mostly in Rosh Hashanah in Tel Aviv. Beginning, I didn't really know much of any holiday, any traditions. And at the age of 15, I left Israel. I went to play high school basketball in Northern California. Spent there 4 years, finished high school, and then I was looking to play in colleges in America. And I contacted YU, and they wanted me to come and play for them. So why not?
The first time I met Zevi was one of our first preseason workouts. We were in the gym at like 5:30 in the morning, and he was wearing his tzitzit over his shirt, and he was wearing a kippah while he was warming up, and I was like, what is he wearing? I obviously I knew what the kippah was, but I didn't know what the tzitzit was. And ever since then, as the season went on, we just became closer and closer.
I went up, there was a freshman retreat. We went on the bus. But I sat next to Zevi, and then he's like telling me that he's learning about Netilat Yadayim.
And I said, I need help in Hebrew. So some of the words in the Mishnah Berurah I didn't know. I said, can you help me? He said, yeah.
Because honestly, I wanted to be educated. I wanted to know why are the reasons people doing it, and why maybe I want to do it. I don't know. And then Zevi suggested me if I want to try and do that.
He said, why not? So we got him a cup. He started doing it every day. Put a sign of Modeh Ani on the wall, and he started saying it every day.
It was always our vision to help all of our children to make a Kiddush Hashem in whatever they choose to do. Zevi plays basketball to be able to have an outlet for himself and to be able to be an inspiration to others.
The next year, he said to himself, as the games were going on, he said, you know what, let me do a Friday minion with the team, minion with the max, he called it, minion with the max. And he would get us with the sponsor, $1,000, $1,500, whatever it was, to buy the food. And the guys had no idea really what they were doing, but he would teach them, they would ask them questions, and they would be inspired to try to daven a little bit here and there. And they started to feel some kind of vibe with it as a whole that just was very positive.
We have like all different kinds of stuff during the minion for guys to be involved. One guy is called the Hagba man, he does Hagba. We have another guy who does the Aron for Kriyas Torah.
Each person has their role, and I think that's what makes it fun. Also, sometimes we dance and sing that help us bring the team on the court together and off the court as well.
Over that whole year, he realized he can have a connection with these guys. He started to establish more. The next year, the minyanim periodically. Then the third year, there's minyan every day during practice. But just that overall connection with the guys just kind of continued to grow.
He wanted to inspire others around him that he would be spending every single day with, day in and day out, practicing, trying to reach goals together.
And then we just started doing small things. I would tell guys, okay, we're gonna get guys in YU who are from to learn with some of the guys on the team that are not from. And I wanted to bridge the gap a little bit between both of them and say, we're not any different.
The guys that are already putting on tefillin are already davening, but when they go out and give their tefillin to somebody else to put on, it helps them get closer to Hashem as well.
I created a whole organization called Be on the Court, which is the initiative of Be on the Court stuff to help these guys just have an awesome time in Yiddishkeit. Just to do team bonding, but to show them that Yiddishkeit is not a bunch of rules and not a bunch of do's and don'ts, but it's just having a good time and how to make a geschmack in Yiddishkeit.
We'll do Shabbatons together, and people who didn't even know what Shabbos is, it's like so special. We're sitting on a table, just laughing around, messing around, singing, bonding with each other. And I think that's the power of Shabbos, and that's really the impact that it has, really, on our team.
We saw a lot of transformation of the guys on the team throughout the years, and they themselves shared how much they have grown learning from Zevi and learning with Zevi, and that they, on their own, had made some decisions to pick a Jewish girlfriend, for example. And that's huge, to be able to make that decision. And they really say that they attribute it from being inspired by Zevi.
Zevi's secret is he leads by action. He doesn't really tell us what to do. He just does it, and that's how we kind of follow him, by his positivity and his actions.
This past year, when YU started, so pretty much most of the core guys were coming back, and they're coming off a loss in the championship game. The lead up to this particular year was that this year they came in as the #1 seed in their conference. And that was really the time to shine and try to get to that championship, to win it, and move to the next level. A lot of anticipation up to that game. We knew a lot of people were going to come.
We got to the championship, and we were going to play Farmingdale State, where we knew that it was championship or bust. Anything short of a conference championship would have been probably failure, as harsh as that sounds.
Get it inside, tip to Samet, he lays it up with the left hand.
The championship was a roller coaster. We came to the locker room down 14, and we were very down. We were just in the same situation the previous year, and it was heartbreaking to lose.
I had 2 fouls, so my coach subbed me out, and I go into the locker room, I put my head down, and I said, listen, Hashem, I'm not so hopeful. Last year, same thing, 14 points. We lost by 20. This team is too good when they're up going into the half, especially 14 points. And then I picked my head back up. I said, listen, we have one thing that they don't have, and that's tefillah. I said, Hashem, if we lose, help me try to accept it. But if we win, I said, I never promise, but I said, Hashem, I promise. I'm gonna use my platform to inspire many people. And I just started making shot after shot, and we started coming back. And one by one, we made shots, they missed shots. Everything happened in our favor. This was like the biggest nace I saw in front of my eyes. Hashem literally playing it out.
Steals the basketball, here's Zevi. To the hole, pass Santos, lays it up with the left hand, what a move! He's come up with play after play. Zevi, floater 3, are you kidding me? Falls back for 3 again, count that one! And again, Yeshiva can cut it to 1 or tie. It's been this way for a little while. Samet, dribbling, elbow jumper is good!
There were 30 seconds left in the game. We fouled one of their best players. He had the ball, we needed to foul him, and they were up by 1.
Zevi he dribbled across that court, and he trusted the work he's put in, and we all trusted him, and we trusted God too.
34 points, 29.8. Shot clock is off. Timeout, Yeshiva. But a 2-point game. Dribbles. Second shot. This one's good. Here we go. In. Across the timeline. 20 seconds. Fall away three. For the lead! For the lead! Timeout, Farmingdale! Oh my goodness! Zevi Samet with a fall away three to take the lead with 15 seconds.
There is a picture of him where it was like, yes, I did it. And that's what the world saw. But I know that in that picture, it was him saying, Hashem, this is all because of you. Like, you did this. Thank you, Hashem. After the big win, I heard him being interviewed, and the guy asked him, Zevi, how do you feel after winning the big championship game? And I was listening closely. What's Zevi gonna say?
Victory 81-78. What's going through your head right now? Give us your thoughts.
I feel good. I don't know. We worked hard the whole season. Practice at 4 or 5 a.m. Practice before 5 a.m. and Team Shabbaton, Chakras, everything pulls out together, and Baruch Hashem, we're just excited. Muna Bitachon wins championships. That's how it works.
After the championship game, we all go into the locker room, and I get in there, and I'm like thinking, like, these guys are gonna all be playing rap music. And I get in there, and they stop, and they look at me, and they go, you ready, guys? And they all go in together. Geschmack to be a yid, geschmack to be a yid, nein, geschmack to be a yid. Geschmack to be a yid. I looked at myself afterwards. At the moment, I didn't really get it. Afterwards, I was like, how special is that? You have a team that probably 50% are not religious. And after the championship game, they're all singing Geschmack to be a Yid. On the bus ride afterwards, just playing music, having a good time, but they're all wearing tzitzis. It's so cool to see these guys who would never put on tzitzis are now putting it on after they win the championship game. At that moment, I realized this is what basketball can do to somebody. Basketball can inspire not just tens, but thousands of people.
He took the opportunity to look beyond himself and to look at the teammate members that he's playing with and to inspire them and to help them grow. And each team member did grow. And they loved sharing with us and with Zevi areas that they did grow in life and in Yiddishkeit and getting closer to Hashem.
Now I keep kosher, I keep most Shabbats, I try my best, and I want to do Kiddush every Friday night and keep all the holidays and things like that. It was something that definitely I wasn't thinking that I was going to do later in life. And now I do.
Today I look at the team, and we are all brothers. We might have different backgrounds, different pasts, different shortcomings, different experiences, but we're all Jews, we're all Yidden, trying to do the same thing, coming closer to Hashem, each in our own way. Is ultimately, just be yourself. You have to be yourself. You have to try your best in your own way, but then to always look out for opportunities.